Hello everyone, today is a bit of an unexpected surprise for me. So I am currently down at Blyton Park where I'm hosting a classic track day. So we've got some really nice cars here, a bit of a mix. We've got a couple of 964s, one of them is just coming in now. This is called Snowflake, and it's a bit of an interesting car with an interesting history. And it's sat here next to Jack from number 27's 964. I'm not really on track, as it were. We're just in the Peugeot that you'll have seen from the channel. However, another car that's here is this, which you should recognise from the channel. Roy's RX-7 Type RS. And when I said in the channel that he tracks it, well, I meant it. And he's letting me take it out. So, let's get out there. Yeah, that's true. All right, I'm getting an engine-based shot. He says you got to see the engine. So if you haven't seen the full review of this car, go back, look through the channel history, and you'll see a proper review. So the main thing this car's running really for track is this water injection system. So basically, this car's been out on track several times today. Temps have all been absolutely rock solid. It's a great, really nice car. Incredibly well presented, and it's very rare to see owners both looking after the cars and using them properly. So props to Roy for that. Right, let's go. All right, confession time. I went out in this car earlier, but it was so good. I actually had the cameras with me. I brought the cameras with me just in case something interesting happened and was worth filming. This is worth filming. You've not seen the road review of this car, go watch the road review first. Can't be bothered to watch the road review, I'll summarise very quickly the kind of important bits about this car. It's got the original twin turbo setup, but it's running, I believe, different intake, different exhaust, different ECU. That's kind of important, and it's basically running 400 horsepower now. And trust me, that's a real 400 horsepower. I've seen the dyno graph. More importantly, I've driven the car, and this thing is amazing. 80, 90, 100. The brakes are good. Now, just in case you're sitting there thinking, oh, he's really abusing that car from the off, it's just coming off a session, the brakes have cooled down, and it's already up to temp, so it's okay. I love this thing. So I took out Jack's 964 earlier, and that's nice. I haven't driven an air-cooled 964 in a long time, and it's a very good one, certainly as a track car. This is next level. It's so easy. It's very genuinely Lotus-like. That's the biggest compliment I can possibly pay this car. Really hangs on. This corner's quite tight, so let me talk you through Blyton a little bit. So that's basically the start finishes where it's not a race track. So this is Jochen. Oh, I love this. I kind of stay out quite wide this, and you move into the ump. Now those older, narrower cars do very well here because you can flick through. What I'm going to do is I've got an Exige Cup coming up behind me, so I'm going to let him pass so I can keep talking to you guys. Listen to that car. He's moving that thing. Whoa. That Exige is just so planted. Now, that car's owner was here earlier in his Europa, the older Europa, and basically then asked if he could bring his Exige Cup out. As the owner of this car, Roy, is really curious about an Exige, we said, yeah, sure. So, none of us minded. So, as the Europa was a lot older than the other cars here, it seemed like a good idea. But, geez, I'm not going slow at all. And that Exige is just gone. He is moving hard. Now, I'm really happy to be able to make this video because I know you guys will have watched my driving on the channel, and you know, when you're on the road, you got to be careful with how you drive, and you got to, you know, stick to the speed limits more or less, and just, you know, be very wary. And when you're driving cars that aren't yours, you don't want to have an accident, you don't want to hit anything. It's very different. But now I can actually have some fun. I can show you slightly higher speeds, all nice and legal and legit. Now, for those of you who don't know, I own the company that runs a few track days here and there, and we're just driving tours and events called Magnitude Events. So this is our classic track day. We're probably going to be running another premium day later in the year. I call them premium days, I haven't really got a better name for them. The idea is it's the antidote to the track day. Very few people, we usually have about a dozen or so at most. Today we got a few less than that because we had some pretty bad weather in the UK, so a lot of the classic cars didn't come out. A couple of people weren't unfortunately available due to work, but it's a really nice atmosphere. We love this track because it's actually a great equalizer of basically, well, drivers and cars. You know, there's a variety of different machinery at different speeds, and because there aren't, you know, 40 cars on track, you're not fighting to get past people all the time. It means you can, you know, you can concentrate, you can start stringing a lap together. This car revs to 8 grand now. Really, the power starts to tail off after about 7. But the nice thing is that, you know, if it benefits you just to hold on to that gear for another sort of, you know, 500 RPM, you can. I really, really appreciate that. You also, I mean, on road, this car's engine impressed me so much. Like I said, it still has that twin turbo setup. Now, this is a pair of identical sized turbos. They're both pretty dang small. And one of them's spinning by like 1500, 2000 RPM. So really, in road use, I never caught this off boost. And on track, when a lot of the time I've got both turbos spinning, the throttle response is incredible. Seriously though, the more impressive thing is just the chassis. It's, wow. That guy in the XE is just the other side of the track now. I mean, I'm not hanging around. I mean, I'm not giving this thing the full go, but wow. So this car's got a Nankang NS2Rs on it. Pretty good tyres. The back step out a little bit there. It's nice and friendly though. It grips really well, pulls really hard. What a car. What a machine. I'm so thankful to Roy for trusting me with his pride and joy. Really, I'm just, actually for most of this track, I'm just using 3rd gear. I'm changing into 4th at some of the higher speed sections, but the engine's just got so much reach. It's incredible. I love this little section here. Flick, flick. So when I drove the 964, that's where it really goes light at the front and it really feels rear-engined. So if you want to join us on one of these days, which I really hope you will, based in the UK, you want to try a different type of track day, this is a social experience. You know, I throw in the food and drink and stuff as part of the price. We get some nice photographs too. I got Laurie on photography duties today. Come and join us. I'll put the link in the description. It's a great time, and I don't want to give this car back. I've said there are very, very, very few things which would tempt me out of my Evora, especially because I couldn't really spend more money than the car's already worth. This genuinely is one of them. I know a few people said about my last video with this car, I didn't seem that excited about it. How do I look now? What a thing. What a thing.